Hey everybody, it's Jada on piano where we make music make sense. Today I want to do a quick video on The Blood Will Never Lose Its Power by Andraé Crouch. Okay, so on Saturday, Kevin Bond put up this post. You know, he's a gospel legend himself, but he put up this post talking about the song will never the blood will never lose its power. Here's the post. The Blood, written by the legend Andraé Crouch, has been stumping musicians for years, starting with the opening half-step dip on that Jesus shed for me. I'm talking it like he wrote it. But then Andre got even more emboldened with the next chord, the pure dominant 7 chord on the third of the scale on Way Back to Calvary, or Way Back on Calvary. That's the part of the song he was on. The walk-up afterwards is simple, but jumping straight to that dominant third is brutal, unless, of course, you know a few progressions. Musicians worldwide are still trying to sweeten that pure dominant 7th sound that abruptly happens. Andre said, "I'll just write it. Y'all figure out how to make it sound sweet." Hilarious. Bonded. So, the song itself is in A flat. Let's hit the key so we can talk about these little changes that are being made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Chords. 1. Let's do them lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go with the chords. Now, here's the cool thing. Let's get the melody. And this, I did go listen to this, so I'm pulling this from how he sang it. And you know, this was the 60s, so he didn't have to do much embellishment or anything like that. But the simplicity of the melody has stood the test of time. Here we are in 2022, and yeah, we can still embellish on this. The blood that Jesus shed for me. Then he goes here, way back on Calvary. He stays on that note. I listened to the recording. The blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose its power. It reaches to the highest mountain, and it flows to the lowest valley. The blood that gives me strength from day to day, it will never lose its power. Yeah, there's the melody. Beautiful melody. So what do we have? We're in A flat, right? And this is what Kevin Bond is talking about. If we go right back to what he said, and y'all, the genius that Andraé Crouch wrote this 1415 at a barbecue, James Cleveland house. He didn't even like the song and threw it away, and his sister saved it, and we have this masterpiece. She took it out of the trash and saved it, and now we have this. But let's keep going. So that's a lesson for all of us. Don't give up stuff. It could be something even when we think it's not. But let's jump into this. Right here he says, starting with the opening half step dip. Now let's go with it. This is the dip. Now, if I harmonize that from the start, right, we have a simple A flat chord, but then we do this. Now, let me tell y'all. Now, this is me. This is a Jada interpretation. This is how I'm seeing that right from the start. Hold on, let me fix this up, straighten it out for you. There you go. So I'm seeing this two ways. This is going to be interesting, but let's hit it quick. If I take just these two notes, just these two, and back, I'm seeing them a part of larger chords. I'm seeing it. One note can fix both. Watch this. So we're here. You see that? G major, C minor. What's the relationship between G major and C minor? Oh my goodness, the G would be a dominant chord. Right? But there's no root in this. So it's happening in the middle of this chord. For me, I'm seeing that as an inner harmony, and it makes total sense. Our ear is hearing two different things at the same time, but it just works. That's how I'm taking that. But check this out. This piece, these two notes, are also a part of another chord, which helps us get to the next chord. Watch this. If I add that note to it, I got a C diminished. What is C diminished a part of? Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Oh my goodness. This piece is a part of a D flat. So that gives us that dominant function. I've talked about function before. And guess what? 7 wants to push us to that 1. Well, guess what the next chord is in our progression that we could do. See that? So we've got, and even if we just take this piece, now let's look at it at a macro level in A flat. This inner harmony going there. So we're in A flat, but we can take this chord, make that dominant, right? We're going to the 4, and that's the next chord. Now in the song, I heard the bass do this. Here's that 7 going back to a 1. Now wait, let me fix it. This 7, if we normally to go to a C, we would be here. But he fixed it up. Check it out. That was nice. Yeah, it was very purposeful, right? And then this is the second part that Kevin Bond is talking about, going here. This dominant, let me take the 9 out so you can see it. This C dominant on the 3. It's on the 3rd of the key. There we are, the 3rd. 1, 2, 3. That's just brilliant. And the melody is here. So that's all over this. This note is just, this A flat is moving through, but this note is a part of the chord, and this note is a part of the chord, right? And then you're just making that whole thing a chord. And where do we expect that C dominant to go to? F minor or some type of F chord. Guess what? It goes there, right? And he can do something like that, right? So because he hit the E flat, the bass player did, to the A flat. Okay, so those are those two sections that he's talking about. But let's look at something else that the CD or the original song did that really set us up, and I love its usage again. Here we go. So we were let me see. Right, and it does this little run here. I keep wanting to make that a 9, but it's still a dominant chord. Right? Just walk that up. Now, why is this interesting? All of this is in your key of A flat anyway, but let's see that B again. We got introduced to it over here. Then we used it. Here it is again. That B again is leading us to the C. It is the 3rd of that dominant chord. So with one note, which is the most important note of a chord, the 3rd of a chord, he's implying this whole G7 here. So he's implying this as a secondary dominant right here, right? We had a clue in that little lick that he did. Beautiful. So, it is a bold choice because this note is part of A flat. And let's play this the other way or another way. You see that? So if we just stayed in the key, you could have had an E flat chord, a 5 chord would have worked just as nice. Right? Instead, and that's giving us a clue of something that we can do in our music instead of have a 5 chord, especially if the note is the 5th that you're trying to create an entire harmony on, the 5th of a chord, because that's what's happening. Is this the 5th of a chord? if it was the dominant chord, it would be the fifth of a chord. If it is in actuality for the key, if it was an E flat, so we've got a lot of options there. That's nice. We can use that knowledge and apply it in a different way. Take that third of a chord and make it a fifth of a dominant chord. Likely, it can lead us to another place. That would be something to experiment with. So let's take those thoughts, just quick thoughts on that song, especially those two parts that he was pointing out, and just to mention, yeah, it was an awesome song. Go check it out if you've never heard it. The Blood Will Never Lose Its Power, Andre Crouch. You guys, let me know how you might have to do another video. Let me know how you use or how you play this song, how you embellish, how you put progressions in for yourself. You guys take care. Be blessed.